Welcome back. COVID-19 has impacted hunger in our state in a very profound way. Now, during the pandemic, it's estimated that 1 in 3 children and 1 in 5 people will be impacted by food insecurity during this health crisis. Now, because of this, food banks like Roadrunner have had to step up the need to meet that increased need. Now, Crystal spoke with Sonya Warwick from the Roadrunner Food Bank to find out more about their operations and how the community can help them out.
Joining us this morning, we have Sonya Warwick with the Roadrunner Food Bank of New Mexico. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having us on today.
Absolutely. Sonya, we're talking about food insecurity right now at a time when things are very difficult during the pandemic and obviously holidays right around the corner. Tell us how you guys are doing at Roadrunner Food Bank right now.
Yeah, well, I think the story sort of hasn't changed. Unfortunately, we are continuing to see very long lines all across the state, whether those are distributions that we're running, whether those are distributions that are being run by our statewide network of partners. So we know there is a tremendous need right now, and research shows that. Our national organization, Feeding America, recently came out in late October with updated figures on the impact of coronavirus related to unemployment and what that means for hunger. And when that research came out, it definitely showed an increased need with 1 in 3 children compared to 1 in 4 pre-pandemic likely to experience hunger, and 1 in 6 pre-pandemic for the overall population, and then during the pandemic 1 in 5. So we know that there are more people in food lines and a lot of people who are brand new to food lines. They've never needed food assistance before this all started.
And you've mentioned that you are seeing a lot more new faces this go around in a state where food insecurity is already a big issue.
Most definitely, unfortunately, New Mexico's at the bottom or the top, depending how you look at it, of a lot of lists, and hunger is one of those. We tend to rank one of the worst in the country for hunger, especially for hunger among children. And, obviously what's happened this year and the financial impact that so many families have felt because they don't simply have a job is putting more people into poverty. And obviously with that comes hunger. And unfortunately, we don't know when this is going to end. No one, I don't think, has a crystal ball to dictate that or know that. And we do think that the financial devastation that this has placed on families will be felt for a while. It will take people a while to recover from this financially, which means hunger is going to be a big issue for us as a state going forward for a period of years.
You know, Sonia, in addition to the typical holiday traditions that you guys do, you're dealing with COVID-19. Tell me how you're handling the influx of people now needing food just to get through the holiday season.
Of course, and it's one of the reasons early on we started our drive-through distributions that we've been hosting since all of this began, and that we have, encouraged our network across the state and all of the locations that receive our product to do similar type distributions. And the concept is pretty simple. People arrive in a very large parking lot, in this case, usually Expo New Mexico. They register very quickly. Staff or volunteers register them on a tablet or a paper form. That once they're registered, they proceed through to the area where they pick up food. They open their own car door, their trunk. Volunteers, in a contactless way, put the food items in the back of their car or in the back of their trunk, and they drive away. So pre-pandemic distributions didn't look like that. We were definitely wanting to encourage client choice, where families could come in and pick up items from, a display on the table that worked for their household. And just given the state of our world right now, all of that has to come pre-box. So it limits client choice, which is not something we prefer, but obviously it's something that has to be done right now to protect everybody.
Absolutely, protect everyone, and also to make sure that you're feeding those that are hungry right now.
That's correct.
So how many meals are you anticipating that you guys are going to be handing out for the holiday season? Because you have a few dates coming up.
Yeah, well, just to kind of put it in record numbers for you, our daily intake and or I should say our monthly intake, just, even last month, we pulled in, I think, 9 million pounds of food and distributed over 8 million pounds of food. And so we expect December to look probably very similar to that. And remember, these aren't even just at distributions that we are hosting. This is impacting food pantries and soup kitchens and group homes and shelters, school partners we work with, healthcare sites. All of of those network of partners receive our food product, and they too are serving at risk and people who are experiencing hunger right now. So, we do expect that the volume will continue to increase. We've never had these kind of distribution figures in terms of pounds ever in our 40-year history.
Wow, the numbers are just flying off the charts right now. Okay, so I know you have distribution sites coming up.
We do.
Where can people find information on those distribution sites? And if you guys always need help, we know this. If some of our viewers are saying, you know what, I'm going to give the gift for somebody else, how can they give to the Roadrunner Food Bank today?
Of course. So, we always talk about giving time, giving food, and giving funds. All three of those are critical in our mission to continue to serve. We do have regular volunteer opportunities, not just in our warehouse, but at some of those drive-through distributions. They can register and find information on our website at rrf as in Frank, b as in boy.org. And then, of course, gifts of food. We continually need to resupply the food in our warehouse. And if you would like to make a food donation, you can bring it to us. We don't have the ability to pick it up. And our fleet has to remain focused on getting those food to those distribution points. So bring it to us at 5840 Office Boulevard Northeast. And if you're not in Albuquerque, there are hundreds of partners we work with. Call them and see what kind of food items they need, because they can definitely use your support too. And then the third way people can help is through a gift of funds. Your monetary gift is going to help, make sure that we have the flow of food coming into our warehouse and back out. And like I said, we don't know how long this is going to last, and so it's a way that you can have an impact well into 2021 and making sure that we can secure additional food and getting it to those places all across the state.
Sonia, I know we're going to have more information about the Roadrunner Food Bank on our website, but for now, I want to thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.